So vegetarian food, yes, it's very, very easy to digest on the gut, and it's something that doesn't take very long to digest as opposed to non-vegetarian foods. And plus, it is much less thermogenic, so it produces less heat in the body, so it keeps the body much cooler. And of course, when we say organic, we're talking of foods which are without any pesticides and none of those. So it's far more cleaner and away from any of these kind of extra fertilizers and all. But when it comes to your non-veg also a lot of people eat non-veg. So it's not like harmful effects of non-veg, but it all depends on each person. Again, what is your gut type? So there are people who can eat a lot of non-veg and they can stay really fit. And there are a lot of people who cannot digest non-veg so well. So it all again depends. So when you're eating your lean meats, again, it's very important to see the source where you're getting your lean meats from, because there is a lot of right now there is a lot of talk of there are steroids injected and things like that. So it's best to go with a good brand when you're ordering your non-veg, when you're ordering your eggs. But there's no harm in eating your non-veg food, and there are a lot of cases where we need that kind of protein, and a lot of people who need that kind of nutrition coming from non-veg. So there's nothing wrong with eating non-veg. But I personally feel that most Indians are very comfortable with vegetarian food on their gut. And most Indians digest vegetarian food better. And also as we age, a lot of people as they grow older, senior citizens stick to easy to digest foods, which again come from vegetarian as opposed to non-veg, though their need for protein is higher. So it's to do with the digestion capacity and digestibility and the protein. How are you able to digest it? Not everybody is able to digest so much protein. That's why vegetarian is far more successful in India.
You've been mentioning protein, Tripti, and the second you say protein, the first thing that, at least nowadays, with a lot of people who not necessarily are, but who think they're very fit and they're into not bodybuilding, but you know, they obviously go to gym too often, and there's a lot of pumping of iron involved. The first thing that someone thinks of that, yes, I need a protein powder, and my natural diet, my natural food intake will not supplement it. So I want to understand from you, what is it that you would recommend?
It depends.
Is it a must?
Muscle. No, it's not a myth, but it depends on how much muscle you need to feed. It's all about that. So if it's like a lean woman going to the gym and she doesn't have so much muscle on her body, she's just lean and she has little muscle, she doesn't need too much protein. She needs some protein, that's it. So just a few eggs a day, or maybe just a bowl of sprouts a day and things like that. And natural vegetarian sources of protein also will work wonders for her, because that's the kind of muscle mass that she wants to maintain. As opposed to a bodybuilder who has like a big amount of muscle mass that he has to feed and fuel. So how much of protein can he eat? Whether he is able to eat that many eggs and that much meat, whether he is able to reach that goal of not only feeding the existing muscle mass, but also growing that muscle mass, because what he wants is a bigger size. So in that case, he will definitely need to supplement. And that's where a whey protein would work brilliantly for that person. So it all depends again on each person. It's not a must. If your body is able to fuel that much protein through natural food, you don't need to. So that's why it's called a supplement. The first thing is it has to be coming from your food and from your nutrition. If you've been able to achieve that, then you supplement. Then you take your whey, and then you take whatever supplement is required for the body.
Tripti, since we are on the topic of protein, if you can just quickly tell, because I'm getting a lot of questions and they're going by pretty quickly, but a lot of them are centric towards, do we need eggs? Is it a must? Can we do without that? And therefore vegetables. So what I'm basically trying to understand is that if you can quickly just tell us what are the vegetable sources of protein, and also the fact that, you know, whether they would be able to would they work for a vegetarian?
Yeah, of course they will work. They will work. So vegetarian sources are beautiful. Yeah. So you have dairy, which is number one, and if a lot of people are not able to tolerate foods like paneer and milk, then also yogurt is a great way of taking a lot of dairy. You can do buttermilk. In fact, there are cases where I also tell people to take almost 1 to 2 liters of chas a day. and it's so probiotic, because when people load on a lot of protein, then they also tend to get bloating and gas, because a lot of people are not able to digest the protein. And also a lot of supplements have too many additives, so that again causes a little bloating, because your body's not able to actually digest it that well. So in that case, we kind of give you a lot of probiotics, natural sources, which are your vegetarian buttermilk. And of course, when it comes to vegetarian protein, all your lentils and legumes, that's your sprouts, your soya bean. Nowadays, we also have soya milk, we have almond milk, we have rice milk. Besides that, all your lentils, all your dals, they are all protein rich. So you can definitely include all of these in different proportions and different combinations. What's very important when we are trying to consume protein is your combinations. That is very, very important. So if a person is only eating protein the whole day, if someone is eating, okay, I'm eating 10 eggs in the morning and 10 eggs in the night and half kg chicken for lunch and then half kg for dinner, is 100% going to be constipated, because there is no fiber.
Right.
So it's so important that you have to understand that how much can my body tolerate and not go crazy. So that balance again is very important. So I always tell, if you're eating eggs, then make sure there are some vegetables with it, or take a glass of smoothie with it, or a vegetable juice with it, or combine it with some vegetables which are stir fry or saute. It depends on how healthy is his gut, and then accordingly combine. So increasing protein is one thing, but how am I increasing the protein? At what point am I increasing it? If you're just eating 2 eggs and you suddenly start eating 12, definitely you're going to see a problem there.
Yes.
So it has to be gradual, and it has to be in a very, very organized manner, that you're gradually pushing your body to digest and absorb. There's no point you getting a loose motion, right? Then nothing is absorbed, your protein is gone. So the whole idea is your combination of protein. Even if you're taking vegetarian, your results can be fabulous. So taking it in the right manner makes a huge difference.
So in a nutshell, you are saying that if it is a vegetarian diet, it will suffice as far as the individual's health is concerned. It doesn't necessarily have to. It doesn't necessarily have to be supplemented by a non-vegetarian diet. And that's what I've understood. Very interesting question from Swami Dhyan Sumanji. There was a very interesting question that was asked earlier, and that was that what is your opinion and your expert advice with regard to fasting and nutrition? You know, we are talking about a country where a lot of people fast, definitely twice a year, but there would be, there are more occasions where a lot of people fast as well. So nutritionally, how would that play into their health?
So fasting again is a science, and that has to be only followed if your body needs it. It's not necessary that you must fast, because every body is different. So if you have been someone, I generally always recommend my clients to do a fast, or it's a kind of detox, which is basically giving them small spurts of food. So I've been doing detox challenges for I think about 5-6 years now, and they have been so successful. And I always do this post Diwali, because that's the time a person has gone into a binge eating spree. So when you're doing when you're in a festival period and you're meeting so many people and you're constantly having so many sweets and all that, so you, at the end of it, you always feel a little discomfort and bloated, and then that guilt sets in that, oh my god, I've eaten so much and I really need to get rid of it. So it should be ideally used for correction of any kind of gut issue. If you are having gas, indigestion, bloating, if you feel that my system is feeling very choked, then it's a good idea to give it a break. Then it's a good idea to space out in a way that you're eating small portions. But doing it for a prolonged period of time is going to be not practical, and it is not required. Your body needs nourishment naturally. So when you're doing a fasting, it all depends on how you are managing your fasting. If you're doing it for religious reasons, that's a totally different thing. But if you're doing it just for good health, then again, if you are fasting, what is the reason behind your fasting is very, very important. Are you just trying to correct something, or are you just doing it because everybody is doing it? That is the key to understand. If you do not need it, like someone like me, I don't need to do a fast. I am absolutely hale and hearty. I feel great with the kind of food I'm eating, and I'm keeping my space. That's perfectly fine as long as your digestion is good, your absorption is good, your reports are great, your weight is in good check. You don't need to do it. So A fast should be ideally done when you are trying to give your system a break from eating. That's exactly what you're doing when you're doing a fast, and you feel that, okay, I'm feeling that discomfort, I need to give it a break, I just need to hydrate, I need to eat something light, simple fruits. When we do the detox challenge, we give people at the intervals just simple things to eat. It could just be like one small banana, then after some time, okay, now you hydrate, now you eat this. Small things which your body keeps needing that little sugar for your brain supply, of course. You need that energy
Right.
to function.
The energy.
And at the same time, you're not overloading your gut. So you're giving yourself that phase where you go through a little hunger and you let your system settle down with the food it's getting. So as a result of which the body goes back to a reset mode. So after 2 to 3 days itself, you're back to normal and you can go back to eating in a very systematic manner. So where you were going completely crazy, it's a good way to tame you and bring you back on track. But to do something for a prolonged period of time as a lifestyle is not something which is advisable, because it's not going to be practical for everybody. For someone who has been living with it, it's totally different. But 99% of the people cheat. They eat in the middle of the night. They do all kinds of things. So, and then they say they're fasting because everybody's doing it. So we're telling them. And then slowly on the side, they come and tell them, "Ha, but raat ko I had little pudding, yeah, because I was hungry." So, okay.
Tripti, tell me something. Nutrition ideally should be looked upon as fuel for the food, right? As nutrition. That's what food is meant for. But do you still, and I'm talking about 2020, even if we look at 2019, where there has been a lot of awareness with regard to health and diet and nutrition. But even then, do you get a lot of people who approach you with just weight loss in mind? So is that blinkered view still very prevalent? That we want to lose weight, so that's why we're coming to you. And that's all we know. And that's all
weight loss will continue all lifelong till we have a mirror in front of us. We will want weight loss. Everybody wants to. No, there's a feeling of, there's so much. I mean, you want to look great. You want that appreciation as human beings. You want that acceptance. You need that kind of praise from people that, oh my God, she looks great. You want to feel good also. So at the same time, even if your ideal body weight, there are a lot of people who are not overweight. I'm talking people who don't need to lose weight, but they still want weight loss. That's going to remain. It's never going to change. So yes, it's very, so nutrition and weight loss cannot be changed no matter how much we preach that, okay,
go
let's
hand
go,
in hand.
let's take this, that. वो सब चलता रहेगा lifelong, but everybody will still want to lose weight at some point. Everybody will go back to that.
It's a very strong
point. All right, I'm meditating, I'm peaceful, I'm fasting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But then at the end of it, okay, I want to lose weight.
I want to lose weight.
So that's something that people, that's just where we need to direct people that, okay, we'll help you lose weight in a healthy way, rather than telling them, no, you don't need to lose weight, because then they'll find some wrong ways to do it. So helping people achieve their goals, and weight loss with nutrition is never going to change. So no matter what we do, at the end of it, each person wants to have that certain body. Everybody has that goal. Oh my God, she looks great. I want to have a body like her. And that's something which also keeps you motivated. So there's nothing wrong in wanting to lose weight, as long as you're doing it with the right direction and you're doing it in a right manner. You're not going crazy about it, or you're not suppressing your feeling that you want to do this and this is what you want to achieve. In fact, we encourage that, okay, we'll help you out and reach it in the right manner. Otherwise, if we tell them that, no, you don't need to lose weight, just chill and meditate, it's not going to happen. So weight loss is definitely going to stay. It's going nowhere.
Okay.